Jaevon, you expected this to happen. I picked the Celtics to win in 7. I actually thought the Dallas Mavericks would take game 2. That ultimately did not happen. But let's toss it to the guys who picked the Mavericks first. Kevin, let's toss things over to you. Just what has been your reaction of these first couple games of the NBA Finals?
Well, within the first 2 minutes of game 1, we got a text message from Toddy, and he referred to what Garry has said on the podcast, referring to Porzingis being a bum. And I thought back to my thoughts before the episode, and I didn't say it was a bum, but I was not expecting him to come in there, and I think he had, 12 in the first quarter, 3 blocks. So Porzingis coming and being that difference maker, that thing that the Celtics missed, having that shot blocker, that rim protector. Al Horford, gave it to him on the offensive end, but what Porzingis brings to the defensive end, Al Horford has just not been bringing that. And then it challenges the Mavericks because the Gafford and Lively can't just sit in the paint. They have to come out 28 feet or Porzingis is shooting a warm-up jump shot. But like we all know, we've all seen enough NBA finals or playoff games. Role players play better at home. And we've seen it, Sam Hauser's going out there shooting shots and walking down before it even hits the net. You have Peyton Pritchard hitting a half-court shot. This is what it's supposed to be. They're coming in. They're supposed to come in and set the tone. Game 1 came out, obliterated them. But game 2, Toddy posted early. Toddy is very frequent in the group chat. He said Luka's going to have 40 and lose by 10. And that's what it looked like. They came out really, really hot. And no matter what the Mavericks were able to throw the Celtics' way, the Mavericks always had a second thing to go at them. An interesting stat that I've noticed throughout these first 2 games, Kyrie Irving, as not efficient he's been on the offensive end, on the defensive end, he's just as bad. As the main offender, out of 17 shots, they've made 11, and he has given up 27 points. Kyrie Irving is 0-11 against the Boston Celtics since leaving. Let me tell you some of the things that were going on the last time Kyrie Irving beat the Boston Celtics. Giannis didn't have a ring. The Nets' big 3 just became a thing. Porzingis was a Dallas Maverick. Derek Lively was a junior in high school. Jason Kidd was a Lakers assistant coach. And Dwight Howard was still in the NBA. So that is how long it's been since Kyrie Irving has beaten the Boston Celtics. There have been a boatload of teams to come back from a 2-0 deficit, or we got to see the Dallas Mavericks beat that other team. But there are 4 teams that have come back from a 2-0 deficit. Can you guys name me those 4 teams?
LeBron.
Okay. 2016 Cavs versus the Warriors.
I seen this today. Some Boston team before did it.
With,
obviously, the team who did it a couple years ago, and the Bucks did it.
We're talking about in the finals?
In the finals, yes.
Yeah, final, right? So a Celtics team, a Bucks team, and I think it was a Heat team.
A Heat team, yes. So there's one more team.
They played the Mavs in the finals.
Mm-hmm. And there's one more team you guys are missing. But I wouldn't blame you for not getting this right. We were just – it was a very, very long time ago.
1973 Boston Celtics.
1977 Portland Trailblazers.
I thought Shaun knew it.
I thought Shaun knew it. I won't say down.
I had Bill Walton on the mind, even though he played for the 80s Celtics. For some – man, okay. Well, at least I got the decade. I'll take it.
And then I got one more question before I throw it to the fellow Dallas Mavericks fan. Jrue Holiday has the second most points through 2 finals games without throwing a turnover. Can you guys name me the first person?
Jason Kidd.
LeBron.
That's a good guess. Toddy, that's another good guess.
Is it a superstar or is it young?
Superstar. And Jrue Holiday has 38 points, not Kobe.
With no turnovers?
No turnovers through 2 games.
Oh.
Magic.
But the fact that we've gotten 6-7 guesses without even mentioning him is kind of insane.
Michael Jordan.
Michael?
Yep. Michael Jordan did it in 1998. He scored 70 points without a turnover.
Wait, that's through 2 games, right?
That's a 2
Mike ain't looking to pass. That's why he ain't never looking to pass. He ain't no turnovers coming.
At least not a turnover. I mean, you can at least try to get assist and get a deflection here and there, but to have no turnovers through 2 games, Jrue Holiday is on an amazing list. And I don't know, is Jrue Holiday to be Finals MVP?
Oh, that
Javon don't care.
That would be one hell of a factor cap question right there.
Milwaukee fans are punching the air right now. They traded Dame for Jrue.
Yeah, and even in hindsight, I would probably still make that deal if I were a Milwaukee Bucks fan. But the way that it's shaking out is probably what hurts them the most. And Garry, before we get your take, I just wanted to mention, and this is exclusively for our audience on YouTube, X, and Instagram, because you got to see what I'm talking about. Kevin proposed that we take celebratory shots for our 100th episode. I don't have any liquor in my home right now, but I do have some Sierra Nevada hazy IPA, cosmic little thing IPA. So I just wanted to take a moment to crack one open. Toddy, as our sober panelist, will take over the reins if I need him to. He'll put on his captain cape and just going to pour one up as we hear Garry's response on the NBA Finals.
Oh, I was about to say, 'cause I wasn't prepared, Shaun. I thought you said no. Anyway,
I thought you were going to go like this.
you on the full Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I didn't know the guy, but I knew it was a wrestling guy, so I knew you guys would get the reference.
Exactly. All right, man. So we obviously know before Shaun even gets there, give credit where credit is due. My take, that wasn't he's a bum, Kevin, that Mr. Kristaps Porzingis and himself, he even said on a interview with excuse me, I'm forgetting her name right now, who is the how's the leader on the halftime show anchor?
Malika Andrews.
Malika Andrews had a winner sit down with obviously Kristaps Porzingis, and he was shocked himself, Vaughn, that he had that game one performance due to him being so long and saying that he was out more than he thought he would be. So just to say that. But I got to give that man so much credit. He came in, obviously, second half wasn't that good. Obviously got injured maybe yesterday, but he made the difference in that game one. In that first quarter, because if you look at the stats after that, they played pretty much to a tie ball game the rest of the way, even obviously with the spurt in the third quarter and game one that Dallas had. And so you got to give them credit. You know, the game one, I obviously picked Dallas to win actually game one and game two, but obviously picking game one was a little bit out there due to the fact that you could tell that it was a big time moment back in the Boston Garden, and the fans are rocking and rolling, and they threw that first haymaker, and Dallas, like I usually go, which is funny to say. I usually say teams that got to take the steps. And rightfully so, as Celtics fans and all my homies who are Celtics fans been getting on me. They're like, Garry, you always say steps. They technically do have the next step to take because they have went to the championship and lost. And they have that experience like Vaughn knows has been mentioning. And so you got to give them credit. They didn't get shaken up in that game one. You could tell the Dallas players a little bit got shaken up in that game one. So that's where credit is credit given. I got so much notes here. We could talk from the Dallas side real quick. I'm just going to a few of them. The adjustments we got to see, I think, game three is that basically what's happened here is we all know, Vaughn mentioned it last episode too, they aren't doubling. Celtics aren't forcing the double. The Mavs aren't forcing the Celtics to double team Kyrie or Luka, which is basically letting the other guys who are hitting shots all day long, like the Joneses, like obviously PJ Washingtons and stuff like that, to hit these open corner threes. But obviously the airspace and those same shots are not getting there. And so Luka, like Vaughn mentioned, is having a field day doing his thing, working a little too hard for his shots, obviously being humbled. And he's not really being able to control the pace too, because literally he's not bringing the ball to the floor because of him being humbled. So I feel like he could do a little LeBron to do the adjustment to control the pace a little more. But at the end of the day, the real problem is offensively. We know that on the offensive side for Dallas, like Kev mentioned, Kyrie. I watched the highlights twice now because I was debating in my mind, is Kyrie taking bad shots, or is it the shots aren't just falling for him, or is it obviously they got great defenders on him. Every time he switches, no matter who he switches to, like Vaughn mentions always, they got Derek White, they got Holiday, they got Tatum, they got Brown. They got four guys who are basically solid on defense that, they're not able to play the let's pick on you game. And so obviously I came down to really Kai it's just tough shots, and when you're taking tough shots, he's just a little bit off. With some of those shots, Vaughn, those mid ranges, those left hand hooks, he's losing the ball in the lane, which we never see Kyrie do. So he's making it tough for him. So that's one adjustment that at the end of the day, that's gonna have to be on Kyrie just to play better. And so I think that's gonna be a thing coming around the corner for game three. I don't think Kyrie's gonna have another bad game, especially in Dallas. And so another thing also, got to give Celtics credit that I wanted to mention that, okay, Tatum is playing in the 5 position on defense. So when they do the pick and roll with fucking Luka, he's basically switching on. They're not getting Al Horford on him or Porzingis on him like they need to do as much as they were used to doing it. And usually they do how they usually do in the pick and roll. So I feel like those offensive adjustments, they're going to have to somehow, obviously Jason Kidd did a little bit of it, giving Luka some easy shots. That's not their game. and it hasn't been their game, but adjustments obviously got to be made, even though you can say they have been in these first 2 games. Not as close, but they've been in it in terms of they haven't been getting smacked the whole game. There's been spurts where Dallas has been looking good, but at the same time, I still have faith, guys. Basically, what I'm saying in my Mavs in 6 possession, maybe Mavs in 7 leading more, but I still have faith that the Mavs can win this championship. Not just because obviously the Celtics look like a better all team. I still think that we can still have some magical performances from Kyrie and Luka. And due to the fact of what I've 2 spurts that I've seen at the end of the game that didn't cost the Celtics, but they made them sweat a little bit, which was the fact that the last 2 games, they let them come back, just cut it down to single digits. In this last game, we all know if it could have been a foul on Derek White in the back, who knows? They could have called ticky-tack. He got to dunk that in. He say, she say. But what really it is, they go through these spurts, Vaughn, and you know it. They go through these spurts where the Celtics just have a dry spell. And if they have a dry spell long enough, like they have sometimes, the last 2 games, the Mavs haven't capitalized enough like they did in the past series. So I think if they have the opportunity one more time, I think they can be able to capitalize. I'm going to let you guys go right now because I got a couple more things to say. But so far, I do think that the Mavs don't really have to panic too much. They've been playing pretty solid defense. I know that in terms of – because they're making him get to the third option. Then Tatum's obviously driving, and he's doing the kick pass, which shout out to him. He's getting killed because he's shooting bad, but he's been making the right play. And obviously Holiday's been killing the dunker position, and obviously we got to give credit to Derek White for hitting timely shots too. So those things are happening in the Celtics' favor. But I do think Dallas still has a shot just for the pure fact that they still have Kyrie and Luka, and Kyrie hasn't had a great game yet. And Luka still hasn't really controlled the game as he could. So let's see what the Celtics man has to say, because we know he's in relaxed mode right now.
Yes, he is
scratching his face, rolling his eyes. Oh, I can't wait till the winning game. God damn it.
Well, Jaevon, before we get your thoughts on this series thus far, I did want to highlight a couple of more YouTube comments as Mr. Kevin Denton Sr. says happy 100, and then he also sends a cheers emoji. So cheers to you as well. We appreciate you. And
oh no,
Jaevon,
we're not ducking no smoke. Big Kev said Mavs in 6. I remember that.
Keep him on receipts. Jaevon has his own notepad as well, Kevin Dent Sr. And so, Jaevon, as noted, you are a diehard Boston Celtics fan, but also you are a huge Kyrie Irving fan, the biggest that I know. And as Uncle Manny says, the defense on Kyrie has been also great. So, Jaevon, what would you say for your analysis on these first 2 games?
The first game was kind of a blowout. I mean, we saw Luka Doncic go for 30, and they still got blown out. Kyrie didn't play well. No one really played well except for Luka. Love that take. I think I've been pretty consistent. Like I've said, Luka and or Kyrie can go for 30. Hell, they can combine for 70 points. That's 35 apiece.
Then you guys will have to double team a little bit.
We don't have to double team. That's the thing. Like
if they get 70
by yourself.
Go ahead.
Drew Holiday on an island. Derek White on an island. Jaylen Brown on an island. It doesn't matter. Like Luka, he's going to hit all these tough shots. Kyrie, not so much. I kind of alluded to this before game 1. I said OKC kind of gave you the blueprint. Neutralize Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving didn't play well in the OKC series. I'm like, I don't think they have an all-defensive guy on their team. We do. We got all the Derek White. Ever heard of him?
He's pretty good.
Okay. Jaylen Brown's been playing outstanding defense on Kyrie Irving. But now Luka Doncic, like I said, he's probably going to average 30, 35 points this entire series. He's going to get his regardless. Last night he had a triple-double, for Christ's sake. Like, there's nothing you could do. There was like a span in that game where Luka, I think he had 23 first-half points. And the Celtics were up we were up by 4, and Luka had 23 in the first half. And this has been kind of a reoccurring theme with Dallas. Like Luka will have these first quarter, first half, 25-point quarters, 20-point quarters, 27-point first halves. Like he's been doing this like this entire year. So I'm not really, I would say, surprised that he's going to be getting all these buckets early on. Now in the second half, Luka finished with, I think it was 31. So he didn't score that much as he did in the second half because I feel like Boston made the adjustments. PJ Washington and Derrick Jones Jr. Now, They have the. I remember, I forgot who I was talking about. It was a quarterback earlier in the year in the NFL season. I said he's going to turn into a frog. Oh, the Pastronaut. He is now on the San Francisco 49ers. There was that Josh Dobbs just running around winning all these games. Everybody's like, oh my God, Josh Dobbs. And I was like, hold on, guys. Let's take a little break now. Let's calm it down. He's going to turn into a frog in a little bit. He's a prince right now. He's got the knight in shining armor. He's winning these games. But sooner or later, that clock is going to strike midnight, and they're going to turn into a frog. Derrick Jones Jr., where you at? Ain't heard from you. P.J. Washington. Now, P.J.'s been playing.
Pretty solid.
He played
jump
okay.
Jump hooks in the lane.
He was 1 of 5 from 3. So whenever I see P.J. in the corner hoisting up a 3 ball, I'm like, we out. Rebound. Kev know what that means. Hey.
No, he was actually hitting those before, brother. Now,
we out.
That's more like D. Jones. Am I going?
We out.
You with us.
He with us. And then you got Dante Exum getting out there. You got Jason Kidd over there scrambling, looking for something. I need some type of offense besides Luka Doncic. I need help. He's putting Josh Green in there, Jaden Hardy. We saw Maxi Kleber trying to go coast to coast and fumbled the ball out of bounds yesterday.
That boy got no shoulders, bro. I ain't playing.
So it's kind of like, okay, Kyrie is going to have to step up. Like, Kyrie's going to have to step up, but it's like you're going to need more than Luka and Kyrie. And I get that that's what got them there. Luka and Kyrie have been playing, like, dynamic throughout this entire playoffs. But we ain't OKC. We ain't the Minnesota Timberwolves. This is not what that is. And I think that's kind of where it's getting misconstrued because guys can get, like I said, we don't have to help. We don't need help side defense. Like Jaylen Brown is guarding Kyrie Irving and forcing turnovers by himself. Derek White stripping the ball from Luka Doncic. Like Sam Hauser is getting steals. Like, and when you do drive to the lane, we got Porzingis down there blocking shots. And that wasn't there for us throughout the entire playoffs. And then all of a sudden we get Porzingis back. Oh yeah, we're on steroids now. So it's like, okay. Game 3. Backs are against the wall for Dallas. Luka Doncic has been playing out of his ass. We have not seen anybody else really step up. I don't think anybody has scored over 20 points in this finals besides Luka Doncic, like on the Mavs team in the first 2 games. So that has to change for them to have a chance. Really, for them to have a chance, like Luka has to go for 40 and Kyrie has to go for 30. That's 70 points combined. They have to combine for a minimum of 70 points. A minimum of 70 for them to have a chance. And Derrick Jones Jr. has to find himself. I don't know if they need to go deep into the bench and grab a Tim Hardaway Jr. who hasn't really played this playoffs. Jason Kidd's looking for some type of offensive production from the 2 guys, and that's Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. And now we've had factor caps. Luka Doncic is the best, and Kyrie Irving are the best duo in the series. It's been one guy. He's been a one-man army this entire series so far. And the crazy part is, like, we shot 26% from 3. 26% from 3. We shot 10 for 39 from 3-point range. And we still managed to win the game. And Jason Tatum hasn't even played. Jason Tatum has not scored the ball well. But I do think he's being effective in other ways, being able to rebound, being able to assist on multiple occasions, getting guys to the basket. Like he had 12 assists yesterday. I think we're going to see a JT game. We all know that he's capable of doing so. But we just haven't seen it yet. We've seen the other guy. We've seen Derek White. Derek White had 18. Drew Holiday, 26 and 11 yesterday. Like, the Jays don't have to – I don't know why people just – Jason Tatum's playing terrible. He can't do this. He can't do that. Well, he doesn't have to play it bad. He doesn't have to have a 40-point game like Luka Doncic. He doesn't have to go for 50. I'm sorry that our team is just
don't mention him as top 5 no more. Then
he's still top 5.
Yeah, can't have it both ways. Can't say a top 5, but we're not gonna hold you to the standard now. At least
they're in the finals.
We win your championship as a team, no problem.
Why are they in the finals?
By a team.
I'm
You just said by a team.
Why are they in the
I'm gonna
finals?
say
By
one
the
team
team.
only.
You said by the
No
team.
one.
Why are they in the finals?
No one else in the
Because the team.
first All NBA
I'm
can
answering
have
your
8
question.
points and their team be up double digits at halftime.
Kevin, repeat that one more time so we can hear you clearly.
I said nobody on the first team All NBA can have 8 points and be up 15 at halftime.
Straight up, kid. No disrespect. It's all good. Boston, enjoy your championship. Like, if you do win it, but don't say that some players are top 5. You have a great team.
Everyone needs a Robin now.
All NBA Jason Tatum will show up this playoffs. I just don't think he just hasn't scored the ball well in the series. But I do think he's playing up to par. He can definitely score the ball better. Jaylen Brown is definitely making a case for Finals MVP the way that he's been playing, attacking the rim on the offensive standpoint. And we've seen, Drew Holiday, who had a 26-point game yesterday, has been playing out of his ass. I think we'll see a Jason Tatum game. This will probably be the game 3 or game 4. We'll probably see it. The Mavs need all they can get from Kyrie and Luka in game 3. They are favored. They're minus 125 to win. I believe the game wins Wednesday. So like I said, for the Mavs to have a shot, they need 70 points combined from Luka and Kyrie for them to have a shot to win. If they do not, they're in a whole heap of trouble. Kev, I don't know if Kev always sends out those texts. He doesn't really send out texts. He just want to know what the picks are, and he never asked me.
I didn't ask anybody else either.
He never asked me who I'm picking playing in the game. So every time you guys see those picks out, I have to go out of my way to tell Kevin who I'm picking in that game to let people know. So whenever you see those picks out there, Kevin doesn't ask me. Ask everybody else in the group.
So who you got?
He doesn't ask me.
You say you got the Mavs game 3?
So
Shaun said game 2 Dallas Mavericks. Garry responded Mavericks, and Todd goes, "Kev, you're not gonna ask me." He just sees the response. He doesn't read the response bar.
But who's gonna win game 3? It's the Celtics, baby. It's gonna be the Celtics.
I got a question for you, Toddy. Be
But,
honest.
Go ahead, Kevin.
If you guys were down 0-2 and Jason Tatum was playing the way he was, would you not come on here saying he needed to be better?
Absolutely. I said it. I just said he needs to be better. He needs to score the ball better. He's doing everything else. I get that everybody's like, "Oh, basketball, you got to put the ball in the hoop." There's also rebounding. There's also playing defense.
Damn, so he's a role player now?
Getting your guys involved. I mean, hey, I get it. When you're an all-NBA guy, you're going to get a lot of scrutiny.
All NBA role player?
This could be the year Jason Tatum.
Sean's coming from because Shaun picked the Celtics to win, so that's why I'm just. Like,
I did. I'm just stacking onto what Kevin just said.
He's playing DA.
For the guy in Celtics history, the only guy in Celtics history to average 30 in a full season. There's not Larry Bird, not Kevin McHale, not Bill Russell. Jason Tatum is the only person in Celtic history to average 30. I think he's
not even averaging 20 in the finals. So does that say
I think he's
something?
going to be fine. He's going to be fine.
You can score 30 in 82 games, but you only got to win 16. You can't put up 22.
The Celtics are up 2-0 last time I checked. So
No.
Doesn't matter how you get there. You got to win the game. You play to win the game.
Toddy don't.
And the Celtics need 2 more wins to glory. I don't care if it's Jason Tatum, Drew Holiday, Sam Hauser, or Kristaps Porzingis. That's going to be the damn Finals MVP. We're 2 games away from glory. 2. I don't give a damn what anybody is out there saying JT this, JT that. Who gives a damn?
Job's not finished.
Celtics fan.
Job is not finished. We need 2 more wins.
That's a true fan response. Who gives a damn about the trophy?
My homie Dare, man, in the comments said it's over. All right.
Everybody wants it.
So.
Well, Jason Tatum has to be leading them and scoring 50 points. I'm sorry, guys. That's not how the way the world works.
I'm just asking for 30. He did that in the regular season. I never said 50. I'm just
30,
22, 20, 23.4, 19.9.
So when JT has a 30-point game, then what? What are you guys going to
The
say?
game 4 when it's over, congratulations. We've been waiting for you to show up. Everyone gets to A on the Root Project every now and then.
He's shitting on the Duke guy.
Toddy, you don't understand the narrative that is going to kill this man if he doesn't walk away with that trophy.
Steph Curry didn't win his first in the first finals.
Does he have one, though?
He has one. But he didn't win his first one, his first 2, 3.
He got one, though.
Yeah, he does have one. And so as we just take a look at this series in its entirety, obviously the Celtics won game 1, 109-87. They take game 2, 105-98. Game 3 is Wednesday in Dallas. Game 4 is Friday. And if necessary, game 5 is next Monday in Boston. All 3 of those games start at 5:30 p.m. on ABC. So if the Mavericks were to survive and at least get to a game 5, we will be talking to you all next week for episode 101, immediately after game 5 of the NBA Finals. So probably 8 o'clock. If we get there. That's a big if, Toddy, and that's why it is if necessary. But I just want to let everyone know, in case there is a game 5. You guys,
Dallas, stop overhelping. They're overhelping too much.
Stop playing Maxi Kleber.
His shoulder's injured.
They're
overhelping too much, and also I wrote down here. Yeah, their defense take from their offense for sure. You can tell some of these plays.
I'm just sorry, guys. I'm sorry for the outburst. The Panthers just scored a goal. They're up 2-1.
Meanwhile, Toddy is all about hockey right now, and so we'll keep things moving here on